You're a big dork. Oh. 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 Whoa, no, 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 no. No, no, you stay. You stay. Hi. How's it going? I'm doing alright. I'll show you, even though I have, like, rolls and I don't like showing them off, but I have an Elsa shirt that's not for a little kid. Yay! I was excited about it, and it was actually pretty cheap instead of super expensive like most clothes are. That's why I shop thrift stores is what I was trying to say. That's not what came out. Clearly, but came out. Anyways, I figured I'd make another vlog because I have ran out of things to stockpile. You'll probably already have seen my vlog from last week. Seems like everything's going to run a little bit behind because, you know, Blizzcon literally happened 2 days ago for me, and you're probably going to get this like a week after BlizzCon. But I just wanted to talk about it because I got the virtual ticket so that I could be a part of it. Obviously can't afford to go to BlizzCon, but it's a goal for some year. I haven't watched all the streams and everything yet. It's just there's so much content. It's overwhelming. But luckily it's going to be archived for a while so you can watch everything and catch up. But I figured I would talk to you guys about some of the stuff that I saw and a few other things regarding my thoughts on serious matters. So this is going to be a really long vlog. Alright, let's start off. There was a lot of announcements. There was announcements for StarCraft 2, you know, there's a Protoss expansion, which pretty much expecting it, just didn't know how far along they were. I was disappointed that Zeratul wasn't the main character because that's what I really wanted. I like Zeratul a lot, but I am told that the person who is going to be the main character is really awesome, so I shouldn't be upset about it. So I'm going to give it a shot. I also think that it's super awesome that this game is standalone. I think that all expansions should be standalone because I had watched a friend play Wings of Liberty, but I didn't have it. And then I bought this special edition super fancy Heart of the Swarm and couldn't play it. So my friend had to buy me Wings of Liberty so that I could play it. So now with this, if I hadn't done any of that previous, it wouldn't matter because I can just play the game. Mind-blowing and a great idea, Blizzard. Thank you for making things easier on the little guys. What else? A new Hearthstone expansion was announced. I had thought that the Naxxramas thing was an expansion, but apparently it's just considered an adventure. I still haven't bought all of Naxxramas, but that will happen. I just don't have the funds right now. The Goblins vs. Gnomes thing seems kind of cool. I don't know. I don't know that I'm super excited about it. I was really excited about Naxxramas, but I don't know that I'm excited about this. But, you know, I'll try it. I'll probably like it. That's the thing. I don't play a lot of Hearthstone anymore because, you know, I pretty much fail, probably like 80% of my matches I, suck. And the thing is like, with Hearthstone, it doesn't matter if you suck somehow. This game has the ability to make you play 10 matches whenever 9 of them you're, I just burped there. 9 of them you're, losing, and it doesn't even matter because it's such an addictive game. I mean, I love it, but yeah. Yep. What else was announced? I don't know if there was anything announced for Diablo. I don't think so. Heroes of the Storm, there was stuff announced where there was new characters, which I'm glad that old school Jaina is being brought into it. And there's old school Thrall, but I like all versions of Thrall, so because I know that Jaina changes in war crimes and stuff, but let me tell you, after seeing the end cinematic of the Alliance side for Downfall, you know, Siege of Orgrimmar, I'm not afraid to say the words that came immediately out of my mouth is, I fucking hate Jaina. I used to admire her. I used to think she was amazing, but, like, she became so paranoid and psychotic, it's ridiculous. She started blaming everybody on the Horde for Garrosh's psychoticness. I understand she lost her home. I understand she's hurting. She lost one of her closest friends. I'm not trying to down that at all. I understand that that is hard, but you do not go blaming everybody. You blame the right person, and that person was sitting half unconscious on the ground. She could have torched him at any moment. Anyways, rant over. But yeah, the technical alpha for Heroes of the Storm has been going on for quite a while, and one of my friends got in, but I didn't. I got to watch everybody else from the sides and, you know, pick which characters I'm going to be playing later, but not playing them now because, oh no, I was not invited to the alpha. But beta will be opening very, very soon in, like, 2015, which, you know, we only have 2 months left of 2014, so that is good to know for me because I really want to be on the beta. I really want to play. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun. And all the characters I want to play are unlike any character that I normally type. Those words weren't in the right order. Any type of character that I typically play. I typically play ranged person that does a lot of damage, you know, such as, like, example would be Jinx from League of Legends, or a type of hunter from World of Warcraft. Does heavy amounts of damage from a distance. So you would think that that would be what I would pick. Or you'd think that I'd pick somebody like Kerrigan because I love her. Now, you know, you would say, oh, Nova's probably your playstyle, right? But all the characters I want to play include people that are basically taking support roles. Abathur is my #1. And I don't know that I'm going to be any good with him, but I'm going to try. Lily, Brightwing, and Murky are the others, because I like the idea of doing little small things that are strategic, but they end up being helpful. So, those are the characters I actually want to play. Not expected, I know. But yeah, I'm excited for that beta. And everybody's freaking out about Overwatch, which is the new game that was announced. Entirely different world, entirely new game, not attached to the other characters that are in any of the Warcraft, Starcraft, or Diablo universes. Brand new. And at first I was like, first-person shooter? I don't like first-person shooters. The only first-person shooter I play is Left 4 Dead. So I was not into that, but after seeing the trailer, after getting to know the characters, I am now pumped right alongside everybody else. Favorite character, first off, was Mercy, but now that I see her playstyle, I know that I'm probably not going to be any good at it. Seems like I always end up falling completely in love with support. I like the idea of her, but I know that I'm not going to be good playing her, so. Other person I chose, Zenyatta. Now I know that I'm going to kick with him because it's just buff, buff, buff. You know, it's going to be fun. And of course, like everybody else, I absolutely love Tracer, and I'm going to try her out. I don't know if I'll be any good with her, but I think she's going to be fun. And I also really like Widowmaker, and I think that I'll probably be best playing as her because that's sort of my playstyle, but I don't know, I don't like her attitude, but I like her. Reaper's also cool. Yeah. Anyways, really love those characters. And guys, Winston, doesn't he remind you of Beast from X-Men? I see the similarities there, and I like it. Because typically I don't like gorilla or any type of monkey-type characters. You know, confession, I don't like Hosen. So, of course I'm not going to like that. If you see me itching here, I have a rash. And it itches really bad, and I can't leave it alone. I should wear, like, a scarf around my body and like 3 coats so that I stop scratching. It itches really bad. Anyways, I'm going to stop feeling that. I'm going to put my hands together and away from it. But yeah, Overwatch actually looks really cool. 100% confirmed that I cannot watch the trailer without crying every single time. Because once Tracer's like, the world needs more heroes, tears just streaming down the face. So I'm excited about it, and I'm excited that the beta starts so soon. Also 2015, like, they managed to hide an entire game, an entire set of characters from us. And then there's people doing quality-ass cosplays this quick. Like, how did they figure out the information so quick to be able to cosplay? Because, my gosh, everything that I've seen is, like, super quality. Like, how did you do that? Did you hack their files? What? Because, like, there's a Widowmaker out there right now. Perfect. How? How? Anyways, yeah. So lots of cool new stuff happened, and I also liked that in the opening ceremony they addressed bullying. There's a nod to saying that they discussed Gamergate. I read up on it because I didn't know what it was, and gotta say that's some pretty rough stuff. But either way, I think it's good for Blizzard to be denying any form of harassment, because this moves directly into my serious topic. There's a hell of a lot of trolling and bullying on WoW now. I try not to let it get to me, even though I'm a super sensitive person, but it's got to the point where I'm going to have to just start ranting about it. Lately, I can't go into a raid, a quest, anything, without some kind of form of harassment, without some guy acting like he's better than you, some person cursing you out, some person, you know, trolling you in some way. And that's unfortunate, because a lot of the people that I see in the forums, a lot of the people I see in different clubs that I'm a part of that are World of Warcraft related, a lot of those people are super nice, and I'm wondering why I don't run into those types of people more often. I'm always happy whenever I do, but, you know, guys, I know that a troll would probably watch this, or somebody that does that would watch this and probably completely disregard it. But let me try again to say, you're not picking on somebody without feelings. You're not picking on a character. You're not bothering somebody who's robotic. There's another person with feelings behind that screen. And World of Warcraft might be their only escape and their only happiness, and now you're making it a living hell for them. That's not fair. They pay for the game just like you do. They should be allowed happiness. And the thing is a lot of GMs, they don't care about the harassment. They don't acknowledge it. They don't address it. Higher-ups at Blizzard obviously care, but GMs themselves have proven that most of the times they don't care. And whenever a GM doesn't do something about it, it's up to the players to start being better people. It's up to the players to stomp this out. So, if you're thinking about treating somebody negatively, put yourself in their place first. Think about what you're saying first, because you need to be the solution to the problem, not the person that's antagonizing it. I know, there's been plenty of times that I've lost my temper and wanted to yell at somebody. In fact, I'm going to tell you a story right now about something that happened literally yesterday, which is the reason I spent all night editing videos instead of playing the game. Alright? Well, let's start. I want a level 90 on each side. I already have my beautiful Leah, but I told myself I would level Suke Kaze, my Worgen Rogue, for the other side. I was going to get her to 60 and then put the boost on her so that way her professions would be maxed out, and I would only have to worry about cooking and fishing. So, probably up until about level 50, things were great. I wasn't really bothered. You know, it's fine. Ngoro Crater is the first time I snapped, and it wasn't player related, it was game related. Ngoro Crater is like a suicide area, basically. Like, everything's trying to kill you, and because I knew the area so well, I knew all those areas so well, I buzzed through the quests and had to end up grinding in order to make the next level to be able to get into Silithus. So this was the beginning of a very stressful night. I was taking a chance to sit and eat because, you know, rogues don't really have a way to heal themselves, so I have to eat constantly. One of the gigantic elites killed me after I had just previously died, and I snapped. I brought Leah to the same area, and killed the thing in one shot. Thought, okay, there could be other problems later, so I parked her literally under the same tree that Suki was in, logged back into Suki. Continued grinding, no big problem. Then I go into Silithus. Everything starts off great. Then I have to start defeating some of the Twilight people. Two horde in the area, so of course my nerves are bad because sometimes people leave you alone and do their own thing, other times they troll you. In this case, they would bounce around me and kill the things that I was immediately trying to target. They would stop and hop in front of me, you know, like they're literally trying to grief me. And if you don't know what griefing is, it's literally trying to make a other person's experience in WoW bad on purpose for fun. And that's terrible. I don't know if the people that do this are being harassed themselves, if they're sociopaths, what is wrong with them, but that shouldn't even be a term. That shouldn't even exist. Alright, so my nerves are starting to be bad because of that, but I just, you know, like I do, I keep trudging on. You know, this quest probably took like 2 hours or so to complete because people were constantly doing that. And then I see the reason why they might be doing that. There is a gnome rogue killing everything at the base. Just killing everything for no reason, and then he would fly away. I've also seen two horde 90s wandering around too. So I don't know whether he did that because they were causing problems or they attacked me because he was causing problems. Either way, something was taken out on me and I didn't do anything. I don't bother people. So by then my nerves were shot, but I'd finally made the quests and, you know, I go back to the area after, like I said, probably about 3 hours of harassment. The next quest I get is to get one of the Twilight people that is in the cave, and he has a really long respawn time. At least he does where I'm at, so I was like, this is going to take forever, so I might as well just do it first before all the other quests so I can just get it out of the way. So, you know, I have to kill everything in the cave. I die a couple of times because as much as I'm learning how to rogue, I'm not a very good rogue. I get to where he is at, and there is a level 55 blood elf there who immediately jumps in front of me and starts talking to me, or talking at me. Of course, I can't understand him. Oh, there is a part of the story I missed, but I'll get to that in a minute. At this point, you know, he's literally camping the boss so he can kill the boss so that nobody gets the credit. At this point, I finally snap. I set Suki down. Well, first he did a couple of things to try to keep me distracted, like he would aggro a bunch of things and basically run them at me. And he would use devices that would cause my character to react, like blowing a horn or blowing a whistle and stuff. So I snapped finally. I logged out of Suki and I brought Leah through that cave. I bulldozed through that cave, and when I walk up on Leah, he waves to me and starts treating me nicely. He literally just harassed me because I was Alliance. He didn't care that there was another person behind that screen. Immediately, now that I bring my horde, he's fine. And it was ridiculous. So what did I do? I killed both of the ads that were beside the boss and drugged the boss away. And he's all like, no, no. Bullshit. I let the boss aggro me and continue to hit me while I reported him. Now, good chance nobody's going to do anything about that. But anyway, I pulled the boss halfway through the cave until I lost its aggro because I'm not going to kill it because Suki needs it. But I made my point clear. I brought her then back up, killed everything around me, logged out exactly where Suki was logged out, and logged back in, seconds later as Suki. I think at that point he got it because he didn't bother me again, and I was able to take the boss. I left him be. Whatever. I moved on. Before that, you have to do a monkey quest. in the Ngoro crater. I couldn't remember how to crack the coconut to give to the monkey, because you had to use a firm rock. I thought you could use any rock, but I couldn't figure it out. And there were these two horde that kept typing lol, and I could tell they were typing lol because they were putting spaces in between so that I could hear it. Clearly they were 13-year-olds, and they had, like, eventually to get them to stop, I pulled out my shadow pan mount to prove, hey bastards, I have a 90. They put an elephant, they were like standing with one of their elephant mounts over a spot, and I was just like, okay, whatever. So my other part was to kill certain monkeys for their pelts, so I just went ahead and did that, and I had a really nice druid night elf that kept healing me, and she wanted to join a group, but at that point my nerves were shredded. I just couldn't handle being around anybody, so I declined her, but I really wish I could have thanked her, because that was really nice of her to heal me and to try to help me, and, you know, I really needed that at the point. Anyways, I finished that quest, I come back out, the dudes are gone, and I go on my little quest to find out which specific rock it is, and find out that the rock is exactly where they were standing. They were laughing because they were putting their mounts over the rock so that I couldn't use it. Like, obviously their trolling failed because I didn't remember how to do the quest, so I had to move on to another quest to get away from them and to, you know, figure out how to do the quest. But the fact that they had done that purposefully and thought they were being funny was awful, and that bothered me for the rest of the night, knowing that they were trying to troll me and trying to hurt me, and I never even did a damn thing to them. Like literally thinking about it again, I'm like close to tears, because I just don't understand why people have to do that. Like, why do you have to harass somebody? It really affects me in a big way, because I've been bullied ever since I was in elementary school, and I thought that once I left high school I would never have to deal with it again. But no, you're still dealing with it from people that are probably still that age, bullying 30-year-olds. And my dad claims that you can't be bullied online, but he's a fucking moron, because he just does not understand what the degree of this is. And I was telling Mom this story, and he was just getting grouchy and asshole-ish, but I was just like, I don't bother people, but it had to get to the point that I had to bring my 90 into an area so that I could survive leveling with my 50. You shouldn't have to do that. Alright, so switch to a couple hours later with Suki. There's still people around, but not as many. They've moved on. No real trolly people, especially because when I changed my title to the Awakener and constantly rode my Shadow Pan mount, suddenly I'm left the fuck alone. Amazing, knowing that I have a 90. Suddenly people are leaving me alone. But my nerves are still shredded by then. I'm really upset. And something's tugging at the back of my brain. Hey, you should go back into the cave as Leah. You know, 'cause she's logged out in there. You know, check to see if that guy's there. And it probably nagged at me for like an hour. So I put Suki somewhere safe and logged in. And sure enough, that guy is still there. He immediately notices Leah and just stands there and stares at her. And when he realizes that I'm not leaving, probably after 5 to 10 minutes of staring at him, he finally hearths away. It took me having to stand up for myself, having to bring a high-level character to stop him from bullying other people. And if I remembered his name, I would tell you all so that you could avoid him. But this is why I want to move to an RP server. This is why I want to leave, because this type of shit doesn't happen in an RP server. People are serious about this lore of the game. It sucks that I have to leave my server, pay a ton of money for all of my characters, because people are horrible pieces of shit. I can't imagine what people go through on PvP servers. They have to go through like 10 times the amount of harassment I do, I know. But this is the kind of stuff, like I said, that I have to go through. And the thing is that Whisperwind, the server I'm on, is heavily Sorry, I've been talking for so long that the camera cut me off, so I don't know where it stopped, but I'm going to guess it stopped around me ranting about Horde and Alliance. The fact that, you know, it's no longer so gray anymore, or so black and white anymore. You don't need two different accounts to play Horde and Alliance. You can choose to play whatever character so you can see both sides. There shouldn't be this kind of a rivalry to the point where everybody looks like dicks. That's ridiculous. I'm hoping that the people I'm running into are 12 and 13-year-olds that don't think. But even then, people should be monitoring their children and teaching their children some form of respect. The fact that I have talked for over 25 minutes about this, and that this will probably be like a half an hour to 45-minute video of me talking about bullying, is ridiculous. This shouldn't even have to be brought up. It's a game. Why are you treating people like shit in a game? You know, I don't have to encounter this stuff very often anymore, but I encounter it on my Alliance characters a lot. Like, I have to have Stalia riding my Shadowpan mount constantly to keep people away from me, because Draenei are considered the trolling side of the Alliance, but I'm not. I pick Draenei because I think they're beautiful, and I like their culture. You know, this kind of crap is ridiculous, and I'm incredibly sad to see the Horde represented so fucking horribly. You guys are embarrassing. You're really fucking embarrassing. And I hope you're ashamed of yourselves. Or I hope that when you grow up and think about what you did later, that you hate yourselves. Yeah, I'm saying that with a lot of bitterness and malice because you're ruining people's days. You're making people have to hurt over your shittiness. Stop. For once, put yourself in somebody else's place and stop being a dick. Try to make friends instead of enemies. I know that nobody's going to listen to this. There's a chance that people won't even make it to the end of this vlog. But I had to share my story. I had to let people know because it hurts. It hurts to be in a game that I love the lore of so much, that I've involved myself in so much to the point where I have so many characters and so many stories, and that I want to continuously make what I call gameplay diaries for you guys of my journey through WoW. It sucks to have people ruining that experience for me when it's something that brings me so much joy. Right now it's the thing that brings me the most joy. You know, I used to be an artist, I used to love to draw a lot, I used to love a variety of games, but right now Blizzard-related stuff is something that I love the most. It's my life. There's only one thing I love more, and it's right here on my lap, taking a bath. It's gray and fluffy. So just stop. I am but one face behind a screen, crying. Just one face. But think about how many faces a day that you hurt. Just think.